Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Colin Drew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 673 for comics originally coming out October the 5th and October the 6th. But before Drew and I get into what's coming up in your local comic shops this coming Tuesday and Wednesday, Drew, what have you brought from me this evening in the world of comics?
Well, we do need to hop on the DC Connect because there are lots of goodies in their version of previews that is soliciting in October for sale in December. December is usually the last big month of the year. Well, it's the last month of the year as well. But
some say it's the 12th of 12 months.
And I usually like January, February, March, slower months as far as releases. So I'm assuming this will be their kind of last hurrah for a while, and then it'll kind of slow down, and then we'll go from there.
There we go. Of course, we got Batman 118 on the cover of that one as well, but let's dig into it. Of course, Batman 118 being the big thing. Thing I want to point out here is to the right, we see the 1 in 25 variant there. That is the Viktor Bogdanovich one, which is, of course, the kind of homage variant. This thing is already going absolutely nuts on the secondary market. Most of your online sites have already marked it as sold out on the 1 in 25, and we've seen some pre-order sales on eBay in the $75 range.
Because it looks like that Spider-Man #1 cover.
Exactly. Yep. So it's the
and it doesn't even
Spider-Man
look that. I guess it does. Yeah, I guess it's pretty spot on.
Perhaps the price is now coming down because Drew is crapping all over it.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. So it's a 1 in 25. We could get it for what?
30.
For 40? 30?
I think so, yep.
Something like that, 30 to 40.
Yeah, if you have the chance at your LCS to get it for the ratio or close to the ratio, I recommend you do it because, like I said, it's starting to blow up already. And a lot of people want it for the homage, and a lot of people just like it.
Are people asking that much for it, or is it selling for that?
There are completed listings on the eBay's pre-order for, I saw at least half a dozen for between $60 and $70.
Yeah, so it's double, right? I'm no math wizard.
Almost triple ratio, yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
So, could be a big one. Keep an eye out.
Oh, this is the first... this is the first non-Tinian Batman.
This is a new chapter begins at 1. Yep, Joshua Williamson begins writing here at 118. And Jorge Molina.
Yeah.
On interiors.
Yeah. I can't imagine he's going to be able to keep the momentum going, but we'll see.
And we have this character, the Abyss, Part 1, and we have him on at least the cover of 119 here. So, again, another reason to maybe grab 118 and 119 is these Abyss first appearances or whatnot.
That's a new villain?
I am unaware of the Abyss. So,
yeah.
He looks new to me.
Looks new to me. Yeah, we've got some concept art there. He looks like the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, but he's got the spikes on the arm guards like Batman has.
Kind of slick.
Yeah.
Jorge Molina. He's not bad. And then Detective 1046. This is Fear State Aftermath. So I'm going to deal with some of that. Those variant covers look awesome too. Lee Bermejo and what's the other one? Steven Segovia. Oh man, that's nice too. Holy smokes! Then we're launching Batgirls.
Yeah, it looks like an all AG. Well, okay. So
some of it does.
It looks all AG, but if you're looking at the piece together version, the
connecting.
Yeah, the connecting variants. It doesn't look all AG, so I don't know what this is. Becky Cloonan. I'm guessing it's all AG.
Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad and Jorge Corona doing art. We got masked variant covers and unmasked variant covers connecting. Okay, I get it. We don't have any kind of like rating to show it's like what ages it's for or anything.
Yeah.
So, and it's going to be twice a month. It looks like so.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't understand this direction, Kyle. I mean, okay, so we're gonna put out a book twice a month,
Uh-huh.
but we're not gonna print some other things, and we're gonna shove those as the backup stories and the backup books.
Uh-huh.
I don't. I guess I don't get the strategy. You know, we're gonna print more of less titles. That's is that what's the strategy? I don't explain it to me.
I don't know. At one point we were told streamline, but I'm not seeing a streamline.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess launch it if you're doing 2 a month. You know, people keep the story momentum going. People don't forget what's happening. You can therefore write for the trade a little better because you don't have to wait a month between the chapters. I guess I see that.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right.
So we've got so here on Detective 1047 and Detective 1048, we have giant covers with Shadows of the Bat moniker on the one and a really nice Harley nut job one on the other one. Not final cover art at all. So like, if that's what it looked like, I'd be interested. But it's not.
Is that like a
cover.
cosplayer? Because it doesn't look like any iteration of Harley I've ever seen.
Yeah. Don't know.
That's really interesting. Now, okay, so we're not doing. I'm still Batgirls. Are we doing backups in Batgirls?
Yes.
There's a backup story?
Let's see on the first one. No, there's not.
Okay, so Batgirl doesn't have backups. But we're
Correct.
still doing backups in Detective.
Yes.
And this one, we're going to start House of Gotham.
Yeah, we have backups in both Batman and Detective, but not Batgirls. Or no, I'm sorry. We have one in Batman. We have one in Detective. Not Batgirls.
What is what is the backup in? I'm going back to the beginning so I can find out what the backup is.
All right. So 118 does not state a backup. 119 states a backup by Max Mizuguchi.
She's playing it. So Maps Mizuguchi is playing Detective.
And Carl Kerschel is writing that.
Okay. I'm like one of them in the minority here. I do like the backups because sometimes it's the best part of the book because I'm like not enjoying the decompressed main storyline or something. So like a lot of the books, it's like the best thing it has going for it. So I'm glad they're still doing it. I mean, I wish you didn't have to pay extra for it.
Yeah. And Detective 1046 has a backup about Harley guest starring, but that's not to be confused with Detective 1047, which is where we started 12-part backup story called House of Gotham.
12-part is ridiculous.
Yes.
12-part is dumb.
Written by Matthew Rosenberg.
And Kyle, we've been complaining about 12-parters since the Scott Snyder days.
So there are 3 detectives coming out in the month of December, 1 with a standalone backup, and 2 of the 12-part Matthew Rosenberg backup. Any other questions?
I'll probably have some. Yeah, I'll hold them for later, for the press conference.
Yeah, because actually it talks about All New Shadows of the Bat weekly begins in Detective 1047. So, I don't know.
Okay.
But we're not quite weekly because we've got 3 releasing.
Yeah. So maybe they don't start till part way through the month.
Or they're taking Christmas off. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true.
Cliff Chang was writing Catwoman Lonely City. We get the second version of that one. Bendis doing the Justice League Annual.
Dark Knights of Steel 3.
I'm interested to see what the take is on that and how much they lean into the Edward and King Arthur's court and how much they lean into the Batman and Superman.
Yeah, Tom Taylor likes. Well, he's from England, so he crams that in there as much as he can. He needs to do more Constantine because that Black Label he did for Constantine was fantastic. He needs to do more of that.
There you go. If you're describing Jeff Lemire while doing a Swamp Thing book, are you leaning towards him as the Sweet Tooth creator or other things?
Like, what will the tone be?
Their selling point on Swamp Thing Green Hell is the creator of Sweet Tooth unleashes a twisty take on Swamp Thing.
Yeah, I guess it's the most famous thing he's done because so there's probably using that as a selling point. It's going to be Black Label, so expensive. 3 issues, yeah. $7.
$7, so 2 more than a regular book. So whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo? Are you saying whoop-de-doo like no big deal?
I mean, if you're giving Black Label in the prestige format, I'm giving them the nod to $2 additional from just a standard DC book, which is $5 now.
Yeah.
In the case of Justice League Annual, like it's $6.
Yeah, I gotcha.
This Cliff Chang Lonely City, this Catwoman book here, it's $7 as well.
That's how they get you.
Yep.
We got World of Krypton with Robert Venditti launching and Michael Avon Oming on art. Cover is somebody different though. Do we get interiors? Yeah, there's that Oming art. Mm-hmm. We've got instead of All-Star Squadron, we have One-Star Squadron.
One-Star. That's what I was thinking. Mark Russell writing that. Steve Lieber on art.
Ragtag group of heroes led by Red Tornado to provide service with a smile. All you must do is send a request via their on-demand hero app, and they'll answer any call. No job is too small or too big. Doesn't sound funny.
No.
Or satirical. So, well, I guess I'll probably check it out. 'Cause I like Mark Russell. But,
there you go. Static Season 1 and 1 collected trade going to be available here for $29.99, 200 pages. That's issues 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, plus the Infinite Edition 0.
Yeah, or you can just get the compendium for all of Milestone. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all the new stuff, or is that the old stuff?
I think it's the new stuff.
All the new stuff. That's cool.
Yeah.
They're finally collecting all the Represent issues that came out. Those were fun. Pretty uneven. Some were good, some were okay.
Doomsday Clock finally getting a big old, I don't know if it's a hardcover or what.
Yeah, an absolute hardcover.
Yeah.
Those are nice.
Now you can just simply read them all at once and not know that this was a nightmare to release.
It took so long. It took so long.
Yep. Same thing with Absolute's Dark Knights Metal.
Yeah, I'm curious about that one.
Yeah, 400 pages. Dark Knights Metal 1 through 6, Batman Lost #1, Dark Knights Rising: The Wild Hunt #1, as well as 100 pages of extras and special features in this oversized slipcase.
I wonder if the extras are like explaining it to me.
Yeah,
I didn't understand.
As if you were a child.
Yeah, dumb it down for me there so I can get it.
Batman Long Halloween, Catwoman When in Rome Deluxe Edition by Jeff Loeb. In this sequel to Long Halloween, an Eisner Award-winning creative team takes Catwoman on a mysterious trip to Italy to hunt the deadly Falcone crime family. collecting the 6-issue miniseries with behind-the-scenes extras for $50.
So we're doing. Okay, the Joker. I'm getting the.
Yeah, so it looks like they're wrapping up things and collected editions. What December is all about for them.
Getting it all out there. There's this Batman White Knight Harley Quinn that I didn't read. It was not really a Sean Murphy book.
Oh yeah. Story by Sean Murphy, but written by Katana Collins.
And I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I stopped.
So, Green Arrow Stranded by Brendan Deneen. After a plane crash on a desert island, a 13-year-old Oliver Queen must learn the skills he needs to survive and protect his injured father. So we get the island story, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I like that. That art style's interesting.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a neat art style, too.
We've got Batman 89. I've read the first 2 issues of that, and it looks like issues 5 and 6 are in December. Well, no, that one's in January, but it's just being solicited early.
It's just so odd that the way the DC Connect is set up this month, that like we're given full-page features to the giant compendiums and all the trades in the collected edition, and then our weeklies or our monthly items are just getting 4 per page. Just these are still going on. It's just
it's I wonder if we think back to like the old DC Connects pre lunar split.
Mm-hmm.
I think they gave like full pages to everybody, didn't they? All the ongoing.
It just seemed like a lot of times the collected editions would be like, hey, here's a few of the things coming out collected editions wise, but we're saving our full page ads for our continuing things and everything, and they've kind of flipped the way they do that a little bit more.
Yeah, because it was always like close to 100 pages, I thought. Now we're down to like 50.
Yeah. I like that Batman Urban Legends 11. We get the dog gets himself a featured cover. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, we're shipping Christmas week. Looks like.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Yeah. It's that final week of December. Looks like it's got a lot of stuff earmarked for that 28th.
Okay.
That's just a dead zone, man. It's just so tough.
Human Target 3, a nice Art Germ variant cover there.
Yeah, so some of these, we were talking about going 3 or twice in the same month, or 3 times in the same month. They're actually shipping in January.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So
yeah,
some of those.
Batman 5 coming out January 11th.
Yeah, and so that detective that we were talking about, well, they're doing 3 this month. Well, they're really only doing 2.
Okay, gotcha. Batman or Nightwing 87. Getting us another design variant. That's pretty cool there. It was the 1 in 25 being done by Bruno Redondo.
So there's a podcast series streaming on HBO Max called Batman the Audio Adventures. I didn't know much about that.
Yeah.
Oh, how do you listen to HBO Max podcasts?
It's not a Refrigerator Full of Heads 3 is a really cool cover. It's only 40th page of your DC Connect.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, just here's all the ongoings. Bam, 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 bam. Tons of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like they streamlined anything.
No.
I mean, they're still putting out the same amount. It's just weird the choices that they're making. Like, why isn't, I don't know. Like Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Should that have been a series, or should that have been a backup? Should Superman versus Lobo, should that have been a series, or should that be a backup? Some of these don't make sense. Teen Titans Academy, stick that in the back of something. I don't know. They don't make a ton of sense. Joker probably could have been a backup at the back of Batman for all that. Well, of course, they probably supposed to sell pretty well.
Titans United, a nice cover.
Yeah, I don't get it. But I read a lot of DC, so it's not like I'm voting with my wallet. I'm still there.
You're part of the problem.
I am. I definitely am.
All right, but that's just our trip through the DC Connect. Just checking on a few things to see if we need to give you guys a heads up and a little bit of thought into what we're going to do with our own orders in DC. There's a few cool things. A few Nightwing things I need, and some ratio things to check out.
Yeah, let's slide on over to Cover Price's top 20, top 10, top 20.
And let's start with rank 10 as we head down to look at our top 10. At rank 10, we have 2016's Hawkeye #1. This book has been on the list for 3 weeks in a row now, which is pretty impressive for her first solo series. With the core first appearance books going crazy, collectors have thrown onto the next Beck's book, and this is the one. Selling 34 copies along with secondary market continuing, and a high sale of $225 for a CGC 9.8. At rank 9, we have Super Mario Brothers #1 from Valiant/Acclaim from 1990. It was recently reported by Variety and absolutely everybody else on the internet that the long-in-development Super Mario Brothers movie lands all-star voice casting with Chris Pratt, Anna Taylor-Joy, Keegan-Michael Key, Seth Rogen. While there's plenty of debate about Chris Pratt as Mario, the rest seems to be on point. This news lit a fire under early Mario books like Blip #1 and this issue, which sold 19 copies, 7-day trend, 192%, and a CGC 9.8 going for almost $1,700 frickin' dollars.
Do you remember this comic?
Nope.
I don't remember it either.
Yeah, but it sounds like it's something I should have had.
Yeah, exactly.
At rank 8, Amazing Spider-Man 361, with Venom Let There Be Carnage quickly approaching, sales and prices for the first full appearance of Carnage are going up. This week it sold 32 copies, a CGC 9.8, cracking $1,130. We have Grendel #1 from 1986. Per Deadline, Netflix orders a Grendel series based on Dark Horse Comics with Abubakar Ali to star, and 8 more have been cast. This has set a fire under all Grendel key books, especially his first appearance in Primer #2 from 1982. As mentioned last week, despite the series focusing on the male versions of Grendel, the market jumped all over this series, which features the female Grendel, since Primer issue 2 and the Grendel 1983 3-issue series are so expensive and hard to find, collectors still bought this issue with 13 sold and $81 for a raw on Grendel. At rank 6, Kang the Conqueror #2 that just came out. This issue features the first appearance of Ravonna Rayslayer as Moon Knight. If you recall, she was played by actress Guju Mwamba Raw in the Disney Plus Loki series as a Judge of the Time variant alliance. This issue takes place in the past and makes a connection between Kang and Moon Knight. It's unknown how this issue will progress, however. It has definitely piqued the market interest with 30 copies moving and a high raw sale of $15. You gotta snag that up, Drew.
Oh, yeah.
Moon Knight stuff.
Oh, yeah.
2007's The Immortal Iron Fist #8. This book is trending due to the Hit Monkey Hulu trailer. In the trailer, there is a quick little shot of Fat Cobra, a 111-year-old fighter from China with the ability of chi manipulation and augmentation. In the comic, he's an ally to characters like Wolverine and Iron Fist, though it's unknown now how he'll be portrayed in this series. But that was enough to move 18 copies on the secondary market and have a high raw sale of $60 for Immortal Iron Fist 8. At rank 4, we have Moon Knight number 3, the Rod Rice 1 in 25. This issue features the first appearance of Hunter's Moon, who is called the other half of Moon Knight. While he's not quite a villain or an ally, he follows and obeys the will of Khonshu, where Mark Spector does not. This first appearance sold 49 copies of this 1 in 25 and had a 7-day trend up 146% and a high sale of $56 for Raw, so double the variant. Or double the ratio, I should say. At rank 11, Iron Man number 12, the Raza Miles Morales Spider-Man one that just came out. I told you this one was going to be a big one. This is the turntables one. Highly anticipated cover of Miles Morales moves a massive 161 copies on the secondary market last week. And this, so 161 on the secondary market last week, and 74 copies moving on the secondary market this week. There's already a sale for a CGC 9.8 for $100. At rank 2, we have Nebula number 1 from last year. The comic market is odd after playing a prominent role in the MCU for years. Now, James Gunn mentioned that Nebula has a pretty huge role in the next Guardians 3, despite her first appearance in Avengers 257 being relatively affordable. The market picked up on her first solo series after hearing several various YouTube channel sites and social posts around this mostly ignored first series, which is exactly what they're doing with Hawkeye.
Yeah.
This gave this regular cover a boost in price and sales of 49 copies, big trend, and a high sale of $30 for Raw. And at rank 1, Moon Knight number 3, as mentioned, the first appearance of Hunter's Moon, unknown where or how Marvel will do anything with his character, but either way, they're setting up to play a close role to Mark Spector. Flew off digital shelves with 96 copies sold and a high sale of $16 for a raw copy. And I noticed this and I immediately screamed at my good friend Drew and brother and said, let's get some more of these before this goes out of here.
And we got some, so thank you, CatWoman.
Absolutely. We love having our good friends hook us up.
And rank 11, we have the United States of Captain America, number 4, the Peach Momoko 1 in 25. Peach Momoko still moving the needle. Mm-hmm. There, we got 29 copies sold, high sale of $63 for a Raw. At rank 12, we have Batman Secret Files, Miracle Molly number 1, the Little Thunder Minimal 1 in 25. It's a hard one to find, and so it moved 25 copies online at a high sale of $51 for a raw copy. Rank 13, we have Hit Monkey number 1 from 2010. Hit Monkey's trailer set several books on fire, including this one, which sold 14 more copies and a high sale of $35 for a raw. At rank 14, we have Catwoman 35, the Kale, new 1 in 25. These wanted posters, which we were talking about the wanted posters. Do you remember that? Yeah.
Dope looking.
Pretty cool. This one sold an additional 25 copies and had a high sale of $60 for a raw. Young Avengers number 1 comes in at rank 15, packed with first appearances, including Kate Bishop's first in this issue. Could be extra fuel to the Young Avengers fire. Sold additional 21 copies and a high sale of $1,189 for a CGC 9.8.
I've been talking for 3 years about CGC in this stupid book, and I just haven't done it.
It would be back by now. Mm-hmm. They're backed up, but not that far. Rank 16, we have Fantastic Four 244 from 1982. This is the first appearance of Frankie Ray as Nova. No, not that Nova. It sold 13 copies, had a high sale of $57 for a raw copy. Frankie becomes a Herald of Galactus. We have no idea why this book is moving otherwise. Rank 17, we have Amazing Spider-Man 361, the newsstand version from 1992. This is Carnage Heat. and has a high sale of $1,200 for a CGC 9.8. At rank 18, we have Captain America 25 from 2014. As you know, Falcon and the Winter Soldier is now Captain America and the Winter Soldier, with the famous question, who is the new Captain America, posed inside the silhouette on the cover. We see the passing of the shield from Steve Rogers to his good friend Sam Wilson, who also proclaims Avengers Assemble for the first time inside these pages. This is enough to move way back another 20 copies of this thing, heating back up again, and a high sale of almost $300 for a CGC 9.8. But it's not as good as back in April of this year. That's when it sold for twice that, $660 for a 9.8.
Ooh.
So it's dropped it that a bit. Rank 19, we have X-Men Annual number 14 from 1990. The market has long put Uncanny X-Men 266 as the first appearance of Gambit, but there's always been the X-Men Annual 14 lingering out there with its couple panel, no speaking part, Gambit cameo. Just enough for people to debate the true first appearance of our favorite Bayou-based mutant. This first appearance, in quotes, sold 14 copies and had a high sale of $118 for a CGC 9.2. You know how I feel about cameos versus real first appearances.
No, I don't. Drew, tell me.
They're not really first appearances.
Gotcha.
At rank 20 and finishing out the top 20, we have Spawn number 1 from 1992. And McFarlane is on fire, so this sold 19 more copies and had a high sale of $229.50 for a CGC 9.8.
Why didn't I just start buying these up back in the day?
Well, there's only 3 million of them out there.
But, like, getting them for a quarter and, you know,
I don't know
getting
if they were...
$5 a piece out of them now. You could make a living doing that.
Yeah, you could have. You could have. I don't know that you could do that anymore. But yeah, there was tons of Spawn number 1s.
Yeah.
All right, let's is it FOC time?
Absolutely. Let's look at our FOC, which is our final order cutoff. It's our last chance to look at books coming out in just a couple of weeks. See if we need to add anything, change a few of our orders, or do any of the fun stuff we have to do. We get a nice curated list from our good friends at Cowabunga and Deep Discount Comics that we like to truck through and see if we can find some gold in or things that we didn't get. We have no features and call-outs from our good friend Eric at Cowabunga this week. So let's start with our DC-based FOC items that will be coming out on...
the 3rd.
We do... Yeah, I was going to say, everything's due the 3rd. Green Arrow Deep Target, that cover B is very nice. And that 1 in 25 is actually a good-looking cover as well. A lot of sharks on things as of late. Sharks are making a comeback.
Yeah, I missed this one. Slipped between the cracks for me. I didn't realize there was an Aquaman Green Arrow team up book.
Yeah,
That's kind of cool. I'll probably check that out.
yeah.
The detective looks familiar. The Detective 1044, the Dan Mora cover A.
Okay, so Tom King writing Human Target with Greg Smallwood.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Chance has made a living out of being a human target, a man hired to disguise himself as his client to invite would-be assassins to attempt his murder. He's had a remarkable career until his latest case, protecting Lex Luthor when things go sideways. An assassination attempt Chance didn't see coming. Assassination attempt Chance didn't see coming leaves him vulnerable and left trying to solve his own murder, as he has 12 days to discover just who in the DCU hated Lex Luthor enough to want him dead. Human Target is a hard-boiled, gritty story in the vein of classic detective noirs told by best-selling and critically acclaimed creator Tom King and Greg Smallwood. Sounds interesting. So, like, we have, you can see there's, like, Captain Cold and Batman with the Batarang, Green Lanterns, and all kinds of different people on the cover. Would-be assassins to our old Mr. Luthor's.
Huh. That is
So
interesting.
and this is one of the few, like we got a DC Black Label. It's only $5, but a 12-issue series. So where a lot of them
All
are,
three, yeah.
yeah, and we have a really nice looking B cover. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's Who Done It on the front. That's pretty cool. And
Should
then
I
another one.
take? Should I be that guy that, having finally finished Rorschach,
Yeah.
say you should wait for the trade on this? Having finally finished Rorschach and Mr. Miracle and everything else that Tom seems to do, although I enjoy it, sometimes it's tough.
Crime noir. You've been enjoying crime noir.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's just like the time between issues is just tough with the way he writes.
So if it comes out every month, starting when it does, it's going to be 1 year until you finishes it up.
Yeah.
And then until we get the compendium, it's going to be even longer than that. So you're going to be waiting 15 to 18 months to read this.
Yeah, maybe I just like save up some issues then. Batch them. Make my own little mini trades.
I like it.
Yeah. But don't sleep on that Derek Chew cover for Harley Quinn 8.
Yeah.
Which is
As
Poison
I've said
Ivy.
many times, boy, can Derek Chew draw Harley covers. Or digitally do whatever he does.
Whatever he does in Photoshop, he does a good job with it. They're very pretty.
We also want to look at a couple Scout things. We have My Bad #1 from Mark Russell and Bryce Hickman. A sharp superhero spoof from a stellar team that includes co-creators of Irredeemable and Second Coming. You do like a good spoof, don't you, Drew?
I do like a good spoof every once in a while. And Mark Russell is like everywhere.
There you go. In Gravel City, the supervillain Emperor King has devised not only a sadistic death trap for his arch enemy, the Accelerator, but also the means to penetrate the top secrets of all the other arch enemies. And the Chandelier, interesting. Important new comic book universe begins here, we say sarcastically.
And we've got some fun stuff in Robin #7. Spoiler in the solicit, so you probably don't want to read that if you're not current on Robin. But yeah, it looks like they're having some fun with kind of like a meta take with him actually reading a Robin comic on the cover, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, we're going to turn Robin into the Deadpool of the DC universe. I do like the cover B, the Francis Manapul cover B on that Robin 7 as well.
Is that Ra's al Ghul?
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff to choose from there.
Thud #1 from Scout Comics as well. Looks a little all agey there, but something else new and neat. Yeah, let's see what else we got on our final order. FOC. Some Image books. Adventure Man 6. Good Asian 6 of 10.
Magic Order, the second volume is launching. That first issue with tons of covers, 5 covers to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
Some not safe for work covers for Sweet Paprika #4.
Some neat covers there too. Mother of Madness finishing up its 3 issues.
Outcast launches their compendium, so collecting all
Issues
those.
1 through 48 for $65. Get yourself a nice little discount, and for probably around $40, get that whole series. Well worth reading through. I actually quite liked it. Did not finish it yet. To be clear, I have not finished the last couple of that, or the last probably 2 trades.
Yeah, I was so far behind that I skipped the middle chunk so that I could finish it up. I was like, I'll figure it out. I'll figure out what they're talking about.
That's right.
I just read that last arc.
Cover A for Spawn 323. Pretty cool looking. McFarlane, of course, not giving us his cover anytime soon.
Uh,
And we got the clown cover as the cover C. So, good one.
this is your last chance to get what's the furthest place from here. The Matt Rosenberg, Tyler Boss, triple size first issue.
And again, for $15, you can get the 7-inch vinyl. We don't know what the limit is on these ones. They say extremely limited. I don't know what the limit is on these soundtrack, but
Yeah.
Blake Schwarzenberg from Jawbreaker. Schwarzenbach, excuse me.
If, like me, you loved their last collaboration with Four Kids Walked Into a Bank, don't sleep on this one. Make sure you get this one.
Does Brian Michael Bendis do a lot of covers?
No, I don't think he does.
Okay, so what's the furthest place from here? Cover D is a Brian Michael Bendis cover.
Yeah.
Again, according to previews, this could be wrong. It's been wrong many times.
No, I think that's true, but I mean, it's not great art.
How dare you?
No offense. No offense, Brian. But, it's be cool to get signed.
Heck yeah.
Unique thing to get signed.
Heck yeah. See what our dark horse items out here. Cyberpunk 2077, Big City Dreams having its hardcover, collecting that whole series.
I don't see anything else in Dark Horse. We're heading down to IDW.
The Last Ronin Design Archive #1. So I think we already had a collector's edition. I don't know what we. No, maybe not. Never before seen behind-the-scenes artwork and design notes for TMNT The Last Ronin #2 and 3, pulled straight from their mind of TNT co-creators Kevin and Eastman and poured unfiltered into the page. Cyborg ninjas, a transformed skyline, formidable ocean walls. You visited the New York City of TMNT The Last Ronin and now take a deep dive into what went into building the terrifying dystopia of the hottest topic of 2021. Go one step beyond the director's cut.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that even means.
Yeah. You slide down to Marvel.
And we talked about the Star Wars High Republic
Yeah.
adventures. There was this 4-issue, the Monsters of Temple Peak series. We have the third one coming out of this one. So, again, I recommend that you just pick these up because you never know who's going to pop or what's going on in these. So, it may not be too late to grab the first and second. And here, like I said, here's the third coming out.
Some just fantastic covers for Alien #8. I really love that second B, I guess it's B. The Shavron cover.
Yeah, the facehugger cover. That's so nice.
That's pretty awesome. They pull out all the stops on this Spider-Man 77 too. He's getting there five covers there, including a really nice Declan Shalvey, which is
I really like the Kari Andrews cover off Amazing Fantasy #4 as well. I think that's really good.
Yeah, with the Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty great too.
Spider-Man 78, the Liefeld Deadpool 30th anniversary variant. It's a good Spidey Deadpool cover.
Mm-hmm. Avengers 50. What do we determine this coincides with? 800. Is that right?
750.
750.
Commemorating Legacy 750.
Oh,
Give
that's right.
$10.
Yeah, it's right there on the cover. Duh. What stands? Which one of those covers do you have to have?
Liefeld. Give me Deadpool with Panther.
That's it. That's the one. Oh man.
Okay, then tell me the answer.
The answer is the Caselli, maybe, or the Infinity Saga cover, maybe. The McGinnis is nicer than that.
Oh, cool! You've named all of them. Good job. Thanks. That really helps.
Actually,
Appreciate you
actually,
narrowing her down there, Chico.
it's the Marcos Martin. I'm sorry, the
I
Marcos
do like the
Martin.
Martin. That was my number 2.
Yeah, that's really good. But yeah, all of those are better than Liefeld. All of them. Liefeld is last, dead last.
Nope. I like it. That's a cool cover for Deadpool Black, White, and Blood number 4. I'm giving Mike Allred props. I like it. The blood spatter outline of our good friend Deadpool in that.
Oh, I get you.
I think that's quality work there. I'm hard on Allred, but props. All right. Darkhold Blade number 1 by Daniel Kibblesmith. Are you fanged or are you Fu? The world is divided into humans and vampires, and Blade, the one who walks between them both, and kills with equal impunity. After reading from the cursed Darkhold, Blade and a cadre of other heroes were meant to enter Chthon's dimension and stop the ancient god from destroying the multiverse. But reading the book has changed all their lives and histories, and for Blade, the consequences are far-reaching. Vampires rule the world, and he rules over them all. But there are some heroes left, and Blade is not omniscient as omniscient as he thinks. For some big words in there, I think I did well reading that.
Yeah, I'm really proud of you, buddy.
Like, yeah.
Now, I didn't follow Donny Cates to Venom.
Okay.
And I heard great things about Venom. And I missed out on his little Thor run, and I heard good things about that.
Well, his
So
little 4-1 run, when you say it
wasn't.
that.
It was like 12 issues, right?
Okay, gotcha.
And or maybe he's still on it. I don't even know. But I'm not going to miss out on him on Hulk. I am getting in on the ground floor of this one, and it's him and Otley, and I am going to be there for his Hulk run. So I'm not going to get burned again.
So I'm going to give you a hint here. You and I are going to start picking out an FOC pick of the week.
Right.
Mine's going to be this Hulk number 1 Peach Momoko. Just FYI. Bury the lead.
I thought we had to agree.
We don't. I'm picking one, and you can do whatever the heck you want.
Wow, putting his foot down. Yeah,
That's right.
we did get some great feedback from listeners who wondered why the hell we haven't been doing an FOC pick of the week all this time. And yes, we should probably be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I blamed Kyle because that was his job. And
I'd already fallen asleep, so I didn't even hear him blame me.
He screwed that up. But yeah, we're gonna do that this week, aren't we? A new segment.
Miles Morales Spider-Man number 32. The Chris Anka cover is pretty cool. Nice little pink cover there. I like it.
You see, Kyle, it makes my job harder because I have to put this
Moon
stuff
Knight
in the
number
show.
3, the second print McNiven variant. Here's
I'm not
another
done.
Second print that you got. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Did I talk over what you weren't saying?
Yeah, I was complaining about how hard my job is.
I apologize. Could you put it in writing and send it to me when we're done?
I'd like it in my HR file.
That's exactly. Moon Knight number 3. We talked about that being the first quote unquote appearance of Hunter's Moon, and that of course being a very sought after book, $15 in the secondary market already, and the 1 in 25 going for double ratio. We have a second print available on it as well here. So that's cool. Is that him on the front, or is that Moon Knight? And I just don't know because it's sketched.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, I think that's Hunter's Moon,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just weird the way it's black and white.
Ah,
So,
gotcha.
but it could be
So-
it could be a negative image of Moon Knight. See, that's the thing; they're very similar.
Yeah. Two sides to every coin.
Part of the appeal.
Yep, so that will more than likely be Drew's pick as well. Moving on.
Don't you
Star Wars
pre-pick
18
me.
action figure variant. We've brought out our good little teddy bear friends, and we are throwing them on the front of these action figures. It is time, so you cannot beat that.
Now, Al Ewing's also doing Venom's first relaunch. So, leaving Immortal Hulk and going to take over Venom. That's this month as well. Holy smokes! There's a lot of
You
major
just
launches.
jump over everything Star Wars and go right to Venom and not talk about any of this stuff here.
Well, I thought you had finished up Star Wars talk.
We hadn't even hit halfway.
I heard Star Wars blah blah blah, Star Wars blah.
Really good Star Wars High Republic 11. The cover is a really quality cover. There's a nice B there one as well. So Peach Momoko doing the B cover on that one. I really like that one. That's you're going to want both of those of that Star Wars 11 there. And let me just skip the next 35 things so we can catch up to Drew on.
No. Feel free to continue to talk about Star Wars. I thought you had finished up. I really did.
No. We get some. Yeah, not bad.
So you don't have anything else?
I did, but it's gone.
Because did I interrupt your flow?
Yeah.
Anyway, lots of Venom from Al Ewing, and I'm interested to see what his take is going to be on that. It's probably going to be pretty inventive as well, so I'm going to have to check that out. Wish it wasn't $6.
Nice Delato cover on those as well. Venom number 1.
Is Hulk also $6? No, it's only $5.
A bargain.
A bargain, yeah, $5.
We tend to not be able to find anything that we really want to pick up in Dynamite, but we'll scroll through The Boys number 1, getting a platinum foil edition for $25 that you might be able to get if you order it now. I doubt many places will have this unless you don't.
Great cosplay covers. Dynamite, the home of the cosplay cover.
Mm-hmm. Once in Future on issue 21. Really nice Dan Mora cover there.
I wonder if they comp copies to the cosplayer that's on the cover.
I would think. I would hope. Here's a stack of 20. Take him to the con with you.
You think it's 20? You think that's all they get?
Yeah.
I would think it would be like a case.
Okay.
But is it like who's doing that cover? It's really like a graphic designer at this point because it's just a photo, right?
Mm-hmm.
So who gets the photo credit? Who gets the is it? I'm gonna look.
I'm going to talk about Absolute Comics Blood Widow number 1 from the pages of White Widow. We get now Blood Widow. Guess what? She's just got red on her. Same thing. Carriers number 1 from Red 5 Comics. So this to me is carrier pigeons that have gone medieval. So that's pretty dope. So whatever your Squarriers was,
Yeah.
but with carrier pigeons.
Do you think? I don't know if it'll catch as much heat. Maybe.
Yeah. There you go.
You never know.
So their names are Fable, Gladius, Cherry Bomb, and Dark Dove. No one has heard of these brave heroes yet, but they are the only thing standing between the citizens of New York and the unseen terrors that lurk around the mall. A band of weaponized carrier pigeons. They soar the night sky looking for new threats and find their largest one yet when the Croc King is climbing up out of the New York City sewers.
Yeah.
5 issues, $3.95. Pretty dope. I love the cover B. Cover A looks pretty cool too, except that Crow has a machine gun. Anything else in our back after?
There's tons, but Nothing that jumps out at me. Maybe this Vault Comics The Rush looks
Yeah.
kind of interesting. And they're putting some cover action behind it. Looks like 5 or 6 covers. 7 covers.
Our Gun Honey is getting a third print metallic ink hues cover as well. So that cover we just chose last week, already on a third print with metallic ink.
Yeah. Okay, so we are not going to agree because your pick is what?
Hulk #1, the Peach Momoko variant.
Yeah, I can't get behind that.
Okay, didn't ask you to.
Well, I mean, I
fact-
think it'd be nice
in
if
fact-
we could agree on one. I think
It's
it would.
65 books. We can each pick one. Come on now.
Again, it makes the show notes convoluted.
Oh, for crying out loud.
People don't want to read a freaking book and a half on the show notes. I'll just take your name off. That'll cut some space.
You know, at this point, let's take me off everything.
Wow. Kyle walks out. Okay, I'm really torn. I really like the Derek Chu Harley Quinn #8, right? Really like it. It's going to probably be sought after. But then we got the aforementioned Moon Knight #3. That's a second print. We already know that one's spiking, but they didn't do much with the cover. So I think I'm going to go with the Harley Quinn 8, and I don't think that there's going to be as much heat behind a kind of a lackluster effort on the second print for Moon Knight. Although I'll buy it, it's not going to be my pick.
There we go. This has been our trip through the FOC. Alright, so Drew and I have talked about a few things in the future that we think are going to happen. Let's flip over to our good friends at comicbookinvest.com and look at their Hot 10 comics. Just see what the coolest things happening right now are. Oops, clicked on the wrong one, so I'm never going to be able to find this.
Kyle, none of my pins are writing.
I apologize.
It's an emergency. It's a pen emergency.
I have a colored pencil here, if that helps you.
If you could teleport that to me, I would love that.
Yeah. All right. Hot 10. At rank 1, we have Ironheart #1, the Jen Bartel 1 in 50 variant. Al Ewing writing this series. $825 and then $1,200 for a 9.8. This is still one of the hardest and best looking Riri variants out there. This doesn't surprise me at all. I wouldn't be picking up virtually any Bartel cover right now. I would be picking up.
I would be.
Yes, I would be picking up virtually any Bartel cover right now at the moment. Invincible #1, Tyler Kirkham variant. $400. Not sure exactly how rare this one is, but people seem to be into it. There is also a gold foil and a black and white virgin version of this. You know how I was proud of myself for reading earlier? I'm not
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, doing great.
Swordmaster #1, the Haining 1 in 50 variant. Up to $75. I'm glad to see Origin issues doing well. Don't really have any other notes as to why this one is selling for so much at the moment, but it's a good cover.
I'd be curious how many of these are even out in the wild.
Yeah.
This has got to be a rarity thing. I can't imagine tons of people went 50 deep on Swordmaster #1.
Yeah.
Could be wrong. Don't think a lot of people did.
At rank 4, we have Reptile #1, the Hernanda Souza 1 in 25 variant. I continue to have no words for what causes people to buy books like this. Just because someone makes the non-factual jump and says that something has to be big because Ava is on a future variant cover does not mean a $10 book and a $45 for 9.8 should all of a sudden sell for $50. So, an interesting one. The aforementioned Gun Honey #1, the Adam Hughes variant. This Hughes cover has been the talk of the town since the image was released. Yes, there is a Virgin, and yes, they are going to do a foil and probably run this thing into the ground. That's what these kind of publishers do, and will continue to do. Accept it, or just stop buying additional ones. $10 to $15 ish. Knight of the Cadillacs, number 1, the Laurent Jacques 1 in 25 variant. Over $50. I mean, last week we had baby teeth number 20 with just a mouth. Why not this? Apparently, mouth covers seem to be selling well. I'll go for an eye cover maybe next time, but that's just me. New Gen number 1, going currently between $50 and $75. Wow. News of Henry Rollins joining the animated series caused this to jump from 10 to 20 to its current price point. I mean, if this were the 80s, maybe that would have been a big deal, but why now? Amazing Spider-Man 611 second print, over $100 raw now. If you can find it, so no current raw listings. I once was not into Scotty Young, but have completely come around and love his tongue-in-cheek humor. At rank 9, we have Transformers Halloween Special number 1, the 1 in 10 variant. This Halloween vibe is in the air, and this one is a bit of an odd mashup, but the cover art is incredible, $30 plus. And at rank 10, we have the Catwoman number 35, the 1 in 25 wanted poster variant. Now selling between 50 and 60. I guess that you should have taken the tip from last week and bought it from Midtown Comics for about a third of the current price. And if you didn't, you've missed out. In their honorable mention section, we have Suga Suga Rune Volume 8. I am not in any way a manga expert or even a novice, but this one is apparently not easy to find and is selling for $300. Do we as collectors and investors need to pay more attention to manga, Drew?
No,
Okay,
we can't add that to our. No, it's too many variables now.
I mean, I'm watching things like Don Manchi and Dragon Slayer and stuff. So I mean, I know a few things, but I don't know that I know enough to catch things before they've hit, because I'm not Japanese and don't read things before they get translated and moved over.
Yeah, I think it would be really challenging.
Plus, reading right to left drives me nuts.
Yeah.
At rank 18, or as the other honorable mention, we have Phantom Lady 18. A 6.0 sold for $8,400, which is $1,300 more than a 9.0 sold for just a month ago. A very awesome Matt Baker cover, but if you are literally 10 times the size of other people, do you really need a cape? And how much would a cape like that cost? It seems like a large amount of material.
That's kind of neat. I mean, I like 10-cent comics.
100%.
They're pretty cool. I get it.
All right, Drew. We've looked at the things that are spiking in price. We've looked at our previews for here 2 months from now. We've looked at our FOC for a few weeks after that. We talked about our Patreon, all the cool things people can get there. Get things early, exclusives, interviews, things like the really cool interview Drew did with Wolf about
NFTs?
NFTs, sorry. I have too many letters running around in my head. I was thinking FOCs, NFTs, Enterprise. And all kinds of cool stuff. And we are getting ready to do another 9.8 slab giveaway, and that is exclusively for people in our Patreons. So come on over, throw a couple bucks our way, become part of that, join us in Slack to talk all kinds of cool stuff, and get yourself in that giveaway.
Yeah.
All right.
And we did hear something, too, about Marvel moving their FOC back. So, because of problems with, I guess, printing and shipping issues and things like that, they're going to bump their FOC like a week or two. So right now, like, it's usually like a 3-week lead time, right? Mm-hmm. 21 to 25 days, something like that, for FOC lead. lead time, which is pretty good. But if they're going to bump it to like 5 weeks, well, you're really not that far out of your previews catalog, really.
3 weeks out of your previews, yeah.
You're a couple weeks out of having submitted your previews order. Do you really want to look at those frickin' things again? And are they really going to release any more information or any more cover art at that point? 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. So,
but that means more and more stuff's going to fall through the cracks, then I imagine.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm curious how that's going to work. I mean, I would like FOC to be as close to release date as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, but we're not there yet. I mean, I'm happy with the 21 days turnaround. That's pretty good. 21 to 25 days or whatever it is. So I'm curious how this Marvel thing works out, and as long as the supply chain is continuing to be problematic, are other publishers going to follow suit? Interested to see how that goes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, Drew, let's jump into our sneak peek at next week and look at the things happening just a few days from us now and what we need to make sure we pick up at our local comic book shops. Let's start by heading over to Lunar Distributions and looking at things coming out on the 5th. And I'm going to start with Are You Afraid of Darkseid, #1. This is $10, a bunch of different stories from people like Elliot Callan, Colin Kelly, Jackson Lansing, Jeremy Hahn, Kenny Porter, Calvin Katsule, Terry Blass, Ed Brisson, and many, many more. All kinds of different stories here. Looks like just in time for Halloween.
I'm a little more interested in this Arkham City, The Order of the World, #1, a 6-issue miniseries by Dan Waters, art by Danny, and it's about Joker's attack on Arkham Asylum and some of the fallout from that. Meeting more Arkhamites, which is curious and could lead to appearances of Arkhamites that could be in other people's books down the road. You never know. Could be interesting.
Yeah, meet these Arkhamites: a woman with no face, a piggy in search of perfection, and a man who feels nothing and burns everything. A woman who must devour life to save herself. A man unfit for the walking world who looks instead for Wonderland.
Yeah, sounds like first appearances to me.
Yep.
I'm no speculator. Well, kind of am. More Fear State. And it has not been a good decision, I think, to chase the Fear State. This has not been moving fast. It has not been enjoyable for me. I'm curious what other people's experiences are with Fear State, but so far at the beginning stages of it, it's pretty lackluster.
And here we have Peacekeeper 01 versus Peacekeeper X.
Nice House on the Lake, #5. Still enjoying this. This is fun. You ever read a comic and you're like, oh god, I can't wait for this to be in another medium?
Yeah, no kidding. Yes.
I just can't wait. I just can't wait to see this as a movie or a show and see how they cast it. Wonder Woman. Did we not do the Wonder Woman 80th already? I thought for sure we had.
I thought we had as well. I think we did the 750 and not the 80th.
So. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Edgar Allan Poe's Snifter of Death, #1. Mark Russell and Stuart Moore writing this. Do you miss Vertigo? How about Mad Magazine? Ahoy's popular series of Poe-inspired tales combines both into a stew of horror, mystery, and inebriation.
When the other characters got their 80th, did we not do like different decades?
Yeah, that's
versions?
exactly what we did.
Not doing that there. That's interesting. Another interesting choice, DC.
And as a person who runs a liquor store, I sign off on the Edgar Allan Poe's Snifter of Death cover.
The little baby bottles.
Yeah, the little airplanes. I always suggest
Yeah.
people. I always tell people they're perfect for trick or treaters. Night of the Cadillacs #1, cover A, Rob Pryor. We're talking about Night of the Cadillacs as far as one of the other covers earlier.
Yeah. That's a number one. Is that like another printing or?
That's what I wasn't sure either, how that one's coming out after the other things, but oh well.
Yeah. What is the deal? We don't know.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. This is. Yeah. I'm curious about that now.
There's a lot of good Wonder Woman covers too.
Yeah.
We talked about the heat on Jen Bartel. It was a really nice Jen Bartel costume celebration wraparound.
Yeah. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not paying $10 for it though.
DC Horrors presents The Conjuring, The Conjuring, The Lover #5 of 5, and it has the cover B is the movie poster cardstock variant, which is actually the VHS cover. So you have another VHS cover, and I like this. It's got the staff pick sticker on it, like the old VHS stores.
Yeah, that's cool.
Horror dots. That's pretty rad. All right, I'm heading over to Previews World and looking for the things coming out October 6th.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Hey Kids Comics finishing up with Profits and Loss. It hasn't been as fantastic as the first volume, but it's still been really fun and insightful into a behind the scenes weird history take on the comics industry, and I'm glad he's doing it.
Scott Snyder, you continue to do always the best thing. Noctera trade #1, 1 through 6, $9.99. Buy it, give it to a friend.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
Yep, this is what we say. Image, take your first series, make it $10. I mean, you have to buy it.
Righteous Thirst for Vengeance #1. We're excited about that one coming out. That's crime noir that I can get behind for sure with Rick Remender at the helm.
There you go. Now, for your Walking Dead 24, there's an additional bonus cover for comic shops variants. So, at the top of cover A, it says, "We are the Walking Dead." And if you buy the comic shop variant, it says, "The comic shops raised the Walking Dead." So, subtle differences in those two books, and some that are only going to, I imagine, certain comic shops, or some are just choosing to purchase.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't remember that on being on FOC, do you?
I do not. Apex Legends Overtime 3 or 4.
You're down at Dark Horse.
Yep. Where I found nothing.
Yeah.
Down in IDW, I'm also finding very little. Star Wars Adventures Ghost Vader's Castles 3 of that 5-issue series. And Star Wars High Republic Adventures on its 9th issue.
Who's on the cover of High Republic 9? Do you know that?
That is the...
Is that...
Court. Qort.
Oh. Interesting.
In Marvel, we have yet another one of these Gleason Webhead variants for $75. I believe we've pretty much run them completely into the ground.
Yeah, exciting for a while, and then you ruined it. You ruined it, Marvel. You played with it too much, and you ruined it.
Flew too close to the sun, and your webbings caught fire.
Kyle, can I watch the Bad Batch animated series without watching Clone Wars?
Yep.
And will I then never will it ruin Clone Wars for me? I won't be able to ever go back and revisit
Again,
it.
you need to watch the final season of Clone Wars, the 12 issues that are season 7, and then I'll leave you alone for the rest of your life.
But so don't watch Bad Batch.
And then Bad Batch, that leads into Bad Batch. That gives you all the setup you need. They're only in season 7.
You will. I can just watch the final season of Clone Wars.
Yes.
And won't be totally lost and bored out of my skull.
No.
Okay. All right. I'll try. What were you saying about Spider-Man? Crap load of covers.
Yep. A lot of covers. A lot of good stuff. But it was mostly about that Gleason cover.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Eternals. Celestia #1. I'm going to slap Deadpool on that, too.
Mm-hmm.
And Savage Avengers 25. We celebrating that with anything? Just a couple of covers.
Yeah, nothing too crazy on that one.
Dynamite.
Lots of Jennifer's blood, or lots of Jennifer blood, lots of other stuff. Lots of Red Sonja.
Boom gets the Abbott 73 gets a trade, collecting all that. And Magic the Gathering that's not still Jed McKay, right? Did we have that conversation? Nope, it's still Jed
I'm
McKay.
going to say it is.
And then as we go to the back half, Almost American. I haven't read the first issue yet for that one, so not sure how good that is. Chess Masters #1.
Juice. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
From Blue Juice Comics, we have Billy the Kit #1. The Wild West has never been wilder. Introducing Billy the Kit, featuring a gunslinging rabbit seeking revenge against the tornado god that killed his family. Why was the sickly, skinny rabbit spared such a gruesome fate? What makes him so special? With the help of Luther the Goat, a profanity-spewing martial arts master, Billy relies on faith, magical firearms, and kung fu to wage war against the pagan gods and monsters of a bygone era.
Is that the Annie Bonny people?
Yep, Blue Juice they did Accelerators and Bonnie, so
yep.
I like them and the stuff they do. Again, this will come out and then the issue 2 will be 4 months from now, but
you're forgiving.
Yeah,
because you like the guys.
Correct.
Maybe if I knew the guys at Black Mask, I wouldn't hate them so much.
That's exactly right.
Let's see. Chicken Devil #1 from Aftershock. It's Brian Boccialetto with art by Hayden Sherman. Badass cover. Looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a what is a luchador? Is that the Mexican wrestler?
Yep, the mask wearing.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that. That's happening.
Chess Masters #1 from Second Sight Publishing. In the 25th century, society has finally emerged as a civilized population. No more wars, illnesses, hungers, or racial hatred. However, the evil pawn master has seen this as an opportunity to control the weak and has been using his 8 royal pawns to wreak havoc throughout the city.
Hey, we've got Oni Press sighting. Dirtbag Rapture #1 from Chris Sabella and Kindle Good. Looks interesting. They haven't done anything for a while, but they're answering the question, where do you go when you die? Cat, a stoner with a flexible moral code, can answer that, and the answer is not very far. So there you go. But they gave up 3 three covers, and there's drug use on all three covers.
I like the way this is going.
Rampant drug use on all three covers. God, Action Lab, man, have you been following any of the flack that Action Lab's been getting? Oh, they haven't been. So their artists have been, and writers have just been railing on them online about not paying
Oh yeah.
them, and or not paying them enough, it's been bad. They've been letting them out of their contracts, and yeah, they're losing the PR battle. You need to Google that stuff and catch up. It's crazy.
I will fall down that rabbit hole this evening.
Yeah. What else is happening?
American Mythology Productions is not taking a stab at Zorro flights.
Oh.
Yeah, the legendary slime Don McGregor returns to Zorro for the first time in over 15 years. Anything else you need to talk about, Drew?
I don't think so, no.
All right, Drew, this is the point of the podcast where I ask for your pick of the week. What's the one thing to make sure that we go to our local comic book shops and snag up, because by golly, it's going to be worth something someday, and we got to make sure we get it.
I think I'm going to do a DC twofer, and I'm going to go with Arkham City, The Order of the World #1.
Cover A or that cover B?
I'll probably go with cover A.
All right, I do like that cover B, but I can't say I disagree with you. And I'm going to throw a little bone to my friends at Blue Juice Comics and say Billy the Kit #1. We've been having a lot of success with anamorphic things, if it's dogs and horror movies, or if it's stabbity bunnies and things like that. So let's continue this trend with our good friend Justin Gray writing Billy the Kit.
Billy the Kit.
All right, we want to thank you once again for traveling with Drew and myself through FOCs, through previews, through all of the successful top 10s and top 20s of what's going on, and through our sneak peek at next week. We appreciate you guys so much for following through with us. Again, find all of our things on Patreon. Search Comics for Fun and Profit. For Drew and for myself, see ya.